All right, today we are diving into a truly monumental book, Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning. We're going to explore its incredible wisdom on how we can find purpose, even when it feels like all hope is lost.
And that really brings us right to the heart of it, doesn't it? This is the central, gut-wrenching question the book asks. I mean, how is it even possible to find a reason to keep going when you've lost everything?
Well, if anyone can answer that question, it's the man who actually lived through it. See, Viktor Frankl wasn't just some philosopher in an armchair. He was a psychiatrist who survived the absolute horror of Nazi concentration camps. So his insights, they weren't just theories. They were forged in fire, which gives his words this incredible power and authenticity. And those experiences, as terrible as they were, didn't just define him. They became the very foundation for a whole new way of thinking about psychology, which would become his life's work. He called it logotherapy. Now, the word logos is just Greek for meaning. So, put simply, logotherapy is healing through meaning. Frankl argued that the primary thing that drives us as human beings isn't what the other giants of psychology thought it was. And you can really see here just how radical his idea was. You had Freud, who said everything was about our drive for pleasure. You had Adler, who said it was all about a drive for power. But Frankl came along and said, no, you're both missing the point. He believed the most fundamental human drive is our search for meaning. That's the one thing that can get us through anything.
And that belief leads to what is probably the single most important mindset shift in the entire book. It's a simple little flip, but it changes absolutely everything.
See, Frankl realized that most of us walk through life asking the wrong question. We're always wondering, what can I get out of life? What's in it for me? But he discovered that the secret to a meaningful life is to flip that question completely on its head. And here it is. Stop asking what you expect from life. Instead, ask, what does life expect from me? Wow. I mean, just think about that for a second. That shift moves you from being a passenger just waiting to see what happens to being the driver. It makes you an active participant with a responsibility to contribute something that only you can. Now, that's a beautiful idea, but the big question is, how do we actually live that way? Well, this isn't just high-level philosophy. Frankl's work gives us a really practical toolkit to put this whole search for meaning into practice. Okay, so this is our roadmap. It all kicks off with step 1, define your why. This is your North Star. Then, with that why in hand, you can tackle step 2, reframe suffering, seeing challenges as opportunities. That leads right into step 3, practice responsibility for your choices. From there, you can move to step 4, live with intentionality, making sure your daily actions line up with your purpose. Step 5 is about adopting a growth lens, turning setbacks into strength. And step 6, this one is huge, shift perspective, remembering you always have the freedom to choose your attitude. And all of this builds up to the final step. Step 7, create a legacy statement, really defining the impact you want to have on the world. And that brings us to what might just be the most powerful, the most liberating takeaway from all of Frankl's work. This is it. This is the core truth. No matter what is happening to you, no matter how bad the circumstances get, there is one thing that nobody can ever take away from you, and that is the freedom to choose how you respond. Your attitude, your inner stance, that is always 100% yours to control. Frankl wrapped this whole idea up in one perfect, powerful sentence. This quote just says it all, right? If your purpose, if your why is strong enough, you can endure almost any hardship, anyhow. That meaning becomes the anchor that keeps you from being swept away by the storm. So we'll end by turning that big, pivotal question back to you. Life is asking something from you. Now that you know you have the ultimate freedom to choose your purpose, what are you going to choose? What will you give your life meaning to?